right, so we're here with Jakub from MSCI, who is a very knowledgeable professional in the finance industry and focusing on sustainable finance. And so we wanted to kind of ask him, for all the learners out there who are either in a position where you're going to school and you're going to graduate soon, maybe you're a young professional, or maybe you're at a state in your career where you'd like to kind of transition or consider opportunities in sustainable finance. How did you get into this space? Sustainable finance is a little bit on the ESG side, a little bit on the finance side. It's kind of a combination of those two things. Do you see it as an easier transition from one side to the other? Where do you see the industry going? Just kind of generally for those out there who want to be you, what are the things they should be thinking about?
Yeah, so what I find very exciting is what you mentioned, that it's really a combination of both. It's the combination of the sustainability topics, which are maybe dear to my heart and maybe for also many other people, and finance, right? So also at MSCI, we have a nice combination of people. Some of them come more from the financial background, some of them more from the, let's say, sustainability background, right? So we have really climate scientists and so on. And what is really exciting is to put these two things together, right? Maybe more to me, I also am more from the financial background, right? So I definitely had to get more familiar with the other side of things.
Yep.
And of course, it can be vice versa. But what is exciting is really to combine the two. So it's really often about just maybe seeing the big picture, right? Seeing how maybe some of these topics that we discussed, related to the environment or social factors, how can they really, manifest themselves in finance, right? Whether it's performance of companies, performance of different investments. So it's a very creative work, I would say too, in combining the two. And also, as I mentioned, so it would be open, I think, for people with different backgrounds, right? Because in the end, you need to be able to, to combine your existing knowledge with some of the maybe areas that you are less familiar with.
Yeah. So your background is, or at least originally, in more traditional finance, starting in Zurich, I believe, in Switzerland. Was it a difficult transition in terms of subject matter, or was there anything else that you had to study or kind of focus on from an educational perspective, or was it kind of a smooth transition, from one to the other?
So yeah, I was maybe lucky enough that I would already get familiar with the concepts in my previous role, which was more, I would say, traditional finance, right? But we would definitely start to take into consideration sustainability factors in making the financial decisions. So of course, then maybe going kind of full time into sustainable finance was easier for me because I already had some knowledge on that. But of course, life is about continuous learning, right? There, the world is changing so fast that that you need to constantly update your knowledge on anything. What I would also say is very important. I think that goes for every company is really to have the right combination of people. So as I said, people with different backgrounds, different skill sets, and that maybe also speaks a little bit to the diversity that we discussed before, right?
Yeah.
So this is also a diversity, of workforce, just people with different stories, different skills, different experience, and you can combine them, I think in a much more productive way than people with kind of the same. Life path.
Yeah, and I know for myself, when I first started out as a corporate lawyer, primarily working with financial service firms, honestly, the question that I had to ask myself every day was, is this really my core purpose in life? Because basically my job was to make rich people richer. And so I think if I was looking at it, from the students that I teach, the young people that are out there, or those, again, who are looking for maybe a transition in their career, I think one of the great things about ESG broadly, but also specifically in terms of sustainable finance, is that we do have the opportunity to utilize the traditional and classical aspects of finance to make money, to have successful, profitable companies, but in a way that hopefully focuses beyond solely that financial benefit but also looks at the broader impact on society as a whole. So I'm quite hopeful. In many ways, I'm jealous of those of you who are out there who are beginning your career, because I think you're going to have a lot of opportunities to have these types of hybrid careers and hopefully see a lot of good and changes along the way.